Go.
What, you putting this on as your...
Yes.
Sit down.
Okay. Hello, everybody. King Joe here, sitting outside the beautiful Sheraton Hotel where they just had the Chiller Convention for spring of 2013. Well, I'm going to show you what I got autographed. I met Debbie Gibson. And so she signed my 2 CDs I had, Out of the Blue and Electric Youth. Then I met Nancy Allen. This is her picture from Carrie, but she was also played Officer Lewis on RoboCop. Then I met Stacy Haiduk, who played Lana Lang in the Adventures of Superboy television series. She also played in DS9, the one with Roy Schreider with the submarine. I'm trying to think of it. And I met Van Williams, who played the Green Hornet. So I got all these pictures signed. Mia St. John left yesterday, so I didn't know that. But I got Krista Campbell's signed the Steppin' Out magazine, which I found
Oh, that was glare.
Yeah, well,
oh, there we go.
Now I found out that this is a free magazine, but yeah, I got her signed. So then I got Randy Broderick signed his Playboy.
Sorry if it's shaky. No tripod today.
Tia Carrere to sign this Playboy book.
I got a hug.
Yeah, he got a hug.
I got a hug, Tia Carrere. Woohoo!
Yes, but... And I got Erica Elonick to sign this Playboy.
Whoa! I should spin the top of the thing.
And as you notice, I'll show you the trifold later on when I get home. But she said it, so now I have 3 of the 8 women on this book.
Oh, I'm shaky. I'm sorry.
Julie McCullough actually made up for the last time I saw her here. Do you remember I told you the story? How her handler wouldn't give me a break? Well, I got both my books signed, and I got a picture with her. And she adored my daughter. In fact, I actually talked to her for a while.
And remembered her name.
Yeah, and she remembered my daughter's name. So that was
Lexi.
Hello! Now let me have a crystal.
And it's there. And I got Mariel Hemingway to sign her Playboy and her Star 80 movie poster. So, yeah,
here, show it.
My little one bought a crystal.
Not worth it.
It is special.
Yes, actually that is.
That was worth it, Chris.
That guy just ran over glass.
And I met Marcus Boaz.
I bought that for him.
Yes, and my godson bought this for me, and I actually got, which is in Anthony's bag. I bought an art print autograph of the same photo on this book.
All autographed.
Yes. My biggest haul, though, which I said who I spent the most money on was
$100 first hour.
$100 first 20 minutes.
Tried to like the first 10 seconds. You guys know I love Zenescope Comics, so I got a sheet that shows their new release Oz. I bought the Grimm Fairy Tales art book, which has a $40 retail value.
Does it have art in it?
Right. Then I also got, let's see, we'll pull them out one at a time. That's the Chiller mag.
Let me see the Chiller mag.
I got a 2013 product catalog, which was free.
Let me see the Chiller mag.
Lexi.
Another Oz thing. You don't worry about it, Lex. Let's see, I'm trying to think. Another book, because they threw them in for...
Free.
Yeah, then I got Sleepy Hollow #3 cover A, which they gave to me for free. Another product catalog. Another Oz print. I didn't think they had that many of them in there. It's like another product catalog. The Monster Hunter Survival Guide Case File Sasquatch. one-shot autographed by, what's his name? Anthony Spay. And he was a really nice guy. I liked him and his girlfriend. They both had what? Yeah. Yeah. And I also bought a Monster High Scissophile Sasquatch Limited. And a Comic-Con exclusive, which he autographed for me.
Down, turn it down, I can't see it. Okay.
Then I also bought Salem's Daughter, The Haunting, which has a $16 cover price, which I actually have the first one, so I figured I might as well get the second one. And I got an all-you-can-eat zombie buffet exclusive. And I got the Vampires issue #1
Chiller exclusive.
Chiller exclusive signed by Anthony Spay. And the Monster Hunter Survival Guide soft cover, which retails for
$12.99.
$13. Autographed by Anthony Spay. And I bought a 5-pack of Zenoscope Comics, which had Unleashed issue 0. Actually got to see what else is in here because I opened it up then. Unleashed 0. Escape from Wonderland 0. Wonderland #1, which I have it, so that'll be a trade material. Godstorm 0 and Salem's Daughter 0. But I couldn't beat the price. 5 comic books for $10. All cover price $3 a piece.
And I got a Doctor Who poster. Right there.
Yeah, she got a Doctor Who
Right here?
Yeah. Don't open it.
It's not open?
Oh, it's opened. He wrapped it. I just don't want to open it yet. Frame it.
I did get a picture with Batman.
I wanted to get a picture with Batman.
And like I said, I got a picture with Julie McCullough. I got a picture with Mariel Hemingway and Nancy Allen. But I went a little over budget on what I had.
Talk to Mickey James, if anybody knows who Mickey James is.
She's hot.
And I got, if I didn't mention this before, which I'm sure I did, but I'm going to say it again, I got hugged by Tia Carrera.
Who's that Campbell boy?
Oh, what's you call her name? The Campbell? Yeah, she took... the guys loved Krista Campbell.
Love, man.
She was begging us to go to the booth.
I talked to her.
We all talked to her. It was awesome.
She's got a sexy voice.
But
So hot.
I really did enjoy the conversations I had with Hajduk, Mariel Hemingway. Believe it or not, I actually sat there because we discussed comics. The comic book boys were there.
I got a hug.
On the podcast.
I got a hug from the one.
I did not go because if I went, I would have started lambasting them. And I probably would have been thrown out of Chiller. Because it was funny, because when Stacey Hajduk, we were talking about comic books, she was telling me how her father had a bunch of comic books. And I was telling him how comic books ain't made for kids anymore. And she was like, I heard about that. And her handler was like, I heard about that. I said, they make only a handful of comic books for kids anymore.
Oh yeah, he was ranting.
There was a lot of held up lines.
But all in all, it was a great show. I really enjoyed myself. And would you guys go again?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nerd.
Yeah, I know. See, she has. Everybody loved my little girl. Well, I was talking. I actually didn't get nothing signed. I actually didn't get nothing signed by Big Tiny. But I'm going to tell you, people, if you ever go to these shows, there are some people I think that are tremendous people that go. Like Big Tiny was a really nice guy. Really nice.
He's
guy.
huge.
Yes, I brought Dakota with me. Who's how tall are you?
6'5".
6'5".
Stand up. Watch this. I'm gonna need to back up to see this. Wait.
Joe, you post your
There we go.
Okay.
He's so tall. He's taller than the car.
Big Tiny, 6'9", 6'8",
Yep.
something like
And
that.
it's funny because I said to him, I said, I said, I call you Tiny, but I go, he's Big Tiny. So that's what today was pretty much like. My back was killing me. Dakota carried my bags. Al carried my bags. It was like they passed it all off. Don't quit getting in front of me.
You're calling me a dork.
I'm about to kick you in the gonads.
No.
He said gonads.
YouTube appropriate.
It is YouTube appropriate. I ain't cursing. I said the proper word for them.
Yeah, let's go eat.
Alright,
We
say
got-
goodbye.
We gotta wait for them.
Say goodbye.
They know where to place.
Joey.
Joe King out. King Joe out.
King Joe out. Thank you for viewing and subscribing. Hello everybody. This is a supplement to my video I shot in the parking lot at Chiller. I'm sorry if I didn't take any video. I brought my camera. I actually brought it in with me. I actually had my digital camera. The place was so bloody perfect. I still have my badge, and I was number 413, which there's probably a hell of a lot more people than that there. I mean, at some point you couldn't even move at some of the areas. If you saw my haul, you saw some of the autographs I got. But I really did. This artist, Ken Kelly, had the same book. To tell you the truth, I wish I had more money. I don't want my wife to hear me say that, but I wish I had a lot more money. Because when I went there, I was planning on getting Burt Young, didn't get him. Larry Wilcox, didn't meet him. I was planning on getting Big Tiny, which is funny because I ended up talking to Big Tiny waiting for Erica Linda because her stand was right next to him. She was doing a photo shoot. So, me, Dakota, who I call Tiny, were waiting for him. And Big Tiny and his handler were sitting there, and we were discussing baseball cards, comic books, and just about like living in the country and all this stuff. And it was funny because the handler goes to my friend Dakota is over 6 foot tall, and I call him Tiny, and Big Tiny stands up, and I go, and Dakota was like, wow, and he had about maybe maybe like this, he was this much taller than Dakota, and I said, yeah, you may be tiny, but that's Big Tiny. He was a real nice guy, and there was actually a guy who's not even in this, I don't even know, I can't remember his name, in The Walking Dead. He was the governor's henchman at the end of the season finale. He actually drove off with the governor. He was there, and he was a real nice guy. Because we were outside, and he came out, what's up, guys? He was always talking with us. And it was, I mean, some of the people were like business as usual, but some of them real nice. Julie McCullough this time around, her and Tia Carrera didn't have handlers. And remember I told you the story about how last time they wanted $35 a flat out, and if you wanted photos, it was extra. Well, Julie McCullough signed both. I got both my Playboys signed from her, and she loved my daughter. And she was talking about me, and it was funny because I was making a joke because Tia Carrera's daughter's 7, Erica Lennox's daughter's 7. There was another one I forgot who was there. That's daughter was 7 years old, and I'm like, man, what is it with everybody being 7 years old? And they all had girls. But it was funny because she asked my daughter's name, and then a few hours later, you think, they asked the name. A few hours later, we're outside, she came out for a smoke, and she goes, Lexus, you like the show? Do you like the show so far? And my daughter pulls out, my daughter bought one of those power crystals, like, the self-forming crystals, and all my friends were like amazed you remember my daughter, and actually I was amazed. But I found out she dumped her handler because, I guess, I was telling her on the last show, how since I was getting too, like, Marilee Hemingway was real nice. I actually got a chance to talk to Stacy Haiduk, who played Lana Lang in the Superboy series. and her handler, where we were talking about comic books, and two of the guys from Comic Book Ben, the Asian guy and the guy with the goatee and the black slicked hair, they were there. And they were like, oh, I said, they don't talk comic books. And I said, you know, they're in a position where they can actually create change in the industry by actually saying, yo, Marvel, we should start trying to go back to how it was, to where kids can go. Because a lot of these celebrities didn't know that most comic books ain't for kids anymore. They were like totally shocked. And they were like, well, is there value? And I was telling them, I'm like, most comic books, I was telling them, you know, that are out, you know, people pay $3 or $2. I said, you just wait a couple years, and I said, you can get most issues cheaper. And it was funny, too, because over the years on eBay, I bought a lot of cards off of Scotty Schwartz. If you guys know him, he's called The Toy. He was in the movie The Toy, and he was there. And I yelled, hey, Scotty, how you doing? He looked at me, and he turned right around. I'm like, what's up with that? And over the years, I must have given that guy, oh, God, at least $3,000. I finished off my 97 Benchwarmer autographs. Most of them I bought off of him. The 92s, all three series. The 93s, and the 93 Gold. Not to mention insert cards, chrome cards. Got them all off him. I just want to go over some stuff. I do want to really pump my favorite comic book company that's not Marvel or DC. I bought Zenescope's art book. And it retailed for $40. Well, I didn't pay nowhere near $40 for it from them. It actually has the cover arts of the issues. Even though I told them I had all the but you know, they were like, Spade was there. He did the survival guide, and I bought a lot of the stuff that he had there. If I went yesterday, I could have got what's his name? Let me see if I have a book from him. I can tell you his name, because I'm terrible with names. See, I don't really care who draws, as long as they're a decent artist and the story's good. To me, that's how I am. Abeas. They gave me some freebies. They gave me a 2013. I actually got a couple of them. Actually 4. Product catalog. Then this is a Oz sheet when it says the Vampires Eternal, Demons, Hunters, Unleashed, Werewolves. I also picked up, since I actually got Salem's Daughter's first trade paperback a while ago. I mean, the cover price was $16. I think I paid $10 for it. I mean, I got some of the books. I mean, really cheap. I mean, I was surprised, but it was funny because I did blow a lot of money in the stand. But like this book, like I told you, the cover price was, I think I got it for $20. They gave it to me for $20. I was like, you can't go. And I love Zenescope stuff. I like the art. You know, it's the quality of the stuff's there. You know, for a lesser known, which is they're gaining a lot of steam, because I was talking to Anthony Spay about it, and they are getting a lot more recognition, and they're deservingly so. I actually think they're a pretty darn good comic book company. I was hoping we couldn't find Roger Castile. What did I do with the freaking hit list? Probably shoved it in here and forgot about it. Couldn't find out where Roger Castile is. Oh, there it is. Because I brought some of my old movie posters. Found out Mia St. John, the boxer who was on the cover of Playboy, she left yesterday, so I'm like, okay. Other than that, it was like, I wish the devil, like Edward Herman wanted $30 to sign something. I would have liked to have gotten, what's his name? Where the hell is he in here? I know he's in here. David Warner. He was $30 to sign. Butch Patrick had no price on front of his thing. I didn't bother seeing Carrie Allen because at the end of the show, I was strapped. I think I came home with $2. I met Marcus Boaz. That's who did this book. He's an artist, and I actually bought a print of this. Let me just show you. And he signed it, but these little, what was these 10 by 13 prints or whatever, $5. It was like not gonna break you, so he was a nice guy too. Well, same thing with Ken Kelly. I like Ken Kelly. I went to Ken Kelly's room, and he had the same book I bought 2 years ago off him. So I was like, okay, if I had money to, like, you know, put aside, I would have got another copy of it to trade or sell. But I was like, I had too much on my list to buy for myself. But Boaz does all his works off of photos, and this is actually a thing that's taped to the thing, but he's pretty good. A lot better than me. Got a couple Betty Page pictures in here, and I would have liked this if this was more in color, but pretty much it's all black and white. He had some really nice sketches, paintings on the wall that were 3D. That if you wore 3D glasses, they came out. And he did a lot of John Carter, Warlord of Mars stuff, which I like that. Like I said, talked to Big Tiny. Had a long talk with Stacy Haiduk. Muriel Hemingway, the first time I went, there was a big line. Second time around, she talked to us more. She liked my daughter. Biggest ones I really spent a lot of time with this time around were Julie McCullough, Big Tiny, Nancy Allen was real nice. Brandy Roddick and Krista Campbell made My Tiny blush. Debbie Gibson was in and out. You gave the money to the handler, she signed the things, and boom, out you went. And they had like 3 handlers in that room. And it was funny because I said to the one handler wanted me to stand there, the other handler wanted me to stand there. And I'm like, well, guys, make up your mind. Where do you want me to stand? Where do you want me to wait in line? I don't care. I would have liked to meet Tracy Gold. It's like the list here is crazy because Michael Dudikoff, I bumped into him. He was a nice guy. He said hi, what's up, and all that. There was a lady in a wheelchair, and people weren't giving her I mean, the poor lady was being pushed, but they weren't making pats for her, nothing. And it was funny because Nancy Allen was behind the lady pushing her, and I said to the poor lady in the chair, I said, you should put some knives and razor blades on and do like death race. People get out of your way. And they all cracked up. Big Tiny heard me say it. He laughed. Nancy Allen was like, and the old lady looked at me and goes, I should. And I was like, damn right you should. It's Chiller, man. It's a horror convention. Make it a true horror convention. And that was a good laugh. Marky Ramone was there, but I didn't see him. Ray Mercer was there. If I had $20, I think I would have done. But he didn't have 8x10 photos. He had like those little, 5x7s, like about this big. So I was like, yeah. I didn't see Sherry Jackson, who was in Star Trek. I would have. I did see the guy who played the Doctor in Enterprise, but I didn't get him to sign nothing. I was like I said, I was strapped. It was crazy. Mickey Dolenz and Peter Tork, they wanted a minimum $30 to sign something. I was like, okay. And they were selling like everything under the sun, monkey-wise. Bonita Federici, who was the general in Chuck, she was there. I didn't, because I know David Warner wanted $30, and I was like, damn it to hell. If I had another $200, I would have got Karen Allen, David Warner, John Billingsley, who was in Star Trek Enterprise, Butch Patrick, Benita Federici. Because, believe it or not, some of them actually did lower prices for me, especially ones I had. I would have got Edward Herman. Like I said, big, tiny. James Tolkien wanted $25 to sign something. Udo Kier wanted $30. They had a lot of wrestlers, but I never really got into wrestling. So, and I missed Burt Young again. But Burt Young seems to show up to that thing all the time. So hopefully next year I'll meet Burt Young. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put pictures of what I have. I actually posted them on my Facebook. Pictures of what I actually got autographed. And the pictures with me and the stars. I wish the hell I had videotaped. But I was sort of afraid because they get sort of funny with, taking, video. Because I actually wanted to do a web episode with the Xenoscope guy. But I decided not to. Maybe next time I go, if they're there, I'll actually get in touch with them before and see if they'll do an interview if they're not busy. Because they were really nice. Some of the dealers are ridiculous. Okay, this is for ETA Nick. They had treasuries there. It happened to be all the treasuries I have, the Conan, the Fantastic Four, Thor. They were in nice shape. And they were freaking ridiculous. I mean, they wanted $25 and up for them. And I'm like, looking at them like, just shook my head. And there was another guy. Some of the guys didn't even have prices on their stuff, and that's what turns me right off. Went to this one guy. The guy had Hawkman #1. I saw that. I saw Man-Thing #1. I'm trying to think of. He had a couple. Oh, he had Tomb of Dracula #1, Werewolf by Night #1. He had Spider-Man 23, and me and Optimus Prime Anthony were sitting there looking at him. He had no prices on him. And the one guy asked him about a price of a Spider-Man. He didn't even say it out loud. He whispered in the guy's ear. And I was like, I looked at Anthony and said, I'm not even going to bother asking him prices. Because I said, if he can't say prices out loud, he's too goddamn much. Because the one guy I was trying to see if I could pick up a couple Harris Vampirilla books. No prices. And, I mean, even some of the Playboy books. I got doubles of Playboys out in my garage. I mean, the one guy, it was ridiculous. I'm looking at it and I'm like, wow. My daughter wanted a stuffed animal Care Bear. Paid $10 for it. I mean, it's this big. It's small. It's like a beanie. That bear should have been no more than $6, but she wanted it. They had really nothing there for little kids. But she got that and she got a crystal, so she was happy. She got to meet a lot of people, and Tia Carrera, Julie, they all fell over her, so she liked the attention. And, for the first time bringing Al, first time I took Anthony to a convention, Dakota, my daughter, my godson Chris, and this guy Ed, we all had a good time. We broke up. Dakota carried my bag. By the end of the day, my back and my leg were killing me. I actually sat down a couple times. They had a nice cushy. I liked the furniture in the place better than the last convention. It was funny because when we went to Smashburger, my buddy Luke kept saying, "You gotta try Smashburger, gotta try Smashburger." Gotta admit, they have good chili cheese fries, but I wasn't too impressed with their hamburgers. Because just for me and my daughter to eat, she got a kid's meal, hamburger, french fries, and Coke. And I got their bacon whatever hamburger and chili cheese fries and an orange soda. It was almost $20. And I wasn't impressed with their burgers. I was thinking to myself, I'm like, man, I hate to see if I open up a restaurant. But that's how it was. I was actually thinking about you, Spiro, today when I saw Ken Kelly. I didn't say hi to him because there was a line, and when I saw the book he had, I was like, okay. No, but it seems like he's there every chiller, so you get in touch with me if you ever want something, and if I go, I'll pick it up. If not, my buddy Lou goes to him all the time. I can always get him to pick it up for me. It's because it's funny. As I'm going through, I was thinking of some people. As I saw the giant size, I thought of Curse Man. A couple guys had some statues. It was I think I saw in Mongo Stomp Time's video, the one upstairs, they had Todd McFarlane toys up there, and they had all kinds of... they really weren't that... They were cheap on some of the old McFarlanes, but they had... I think, Mongo, I think, you know, Gary, I think you had, or your girlfriend had, they were like babies in coffins, and I was like, please, my little one, don't want one of them. Please don't want one of them. Because if I come home with one of them, my wife will have them balls. But she didn't. T-shirt wise, it wasn't like I mean, there was hardly any comic book shirts there. I mean, there wasn't really many comic books. It was more like, you know, Fangora. And like I said, what I saw of Vampirilla was expensive. I mean, even the later issues, I think the one guy wanted $40 a piece, and I'm like looking at him like, nah. But that's my day. You'll see the pictures. I'll put them on, and then as always, I thank you guys for viewing and subscribing. And peace out.